Long before Hawaii became America's 50th state, it was a remote and sacred land forged by fire. The story begins over 5 million years ago, when undersea volcanoes erupted, rising above the Pacific Ocean to form the Hawaiian archipelago. These islands, shaped by volcanic activity, now stretch over 1,500 miles and remain geologically active. Mauna Loa and Kilauea, two of the most iconic volcanoes, still define Hawaii's dramatic and dynamic landscape. The first people to reach these shores were skilled Polynesian navigators from the Marquesas Islands, arriving as early as 300 to 600 AD. They traveled over 2,000 miles across open ocean in double-hulled canoes, guided by celestial navigation, wave patterns, and bird migrations. These early settlers brought crops such as taro, sweet potatoes, and breadfruit, as well as domesticated animals including pigs, dogs, and chickens. Their belief in mana, a spiritual energy present in people, objects, and the land, formed the foundation of their worldview and society. By around 1200 AD, a second wave of Polynesians from Tahiti introduced new gods, political hierarchies, and the kapu system, a strict code of conduct that governed all aspects of life. This system reinforced social order and religious devotion, and violations were often punishable by death. Communities were structured around alii, chiefs, who maintained power through lineage and divine association. The land was divided into ahupua, self-sustaining sections that ran from mountain to sea, emphasizing ecological balance. For centuries, the Hawaiian Islands operated independently, ruled by rival chiefs and kingdoms who engaged in both alliances and warfare. That changed in the late 18th century with the rise of Kamehameha I, a military and diplomatic leader born on the Big Island. Through a series of battles, including the pivotal Battle of Nuuanu on Oahu, Kamehameha united the islands by 1810, establishing the Kingdom of Hawaii. His rule ushered in a period of political unity, economic development, and international diplomacy. European contact began in 1778 with British explorer Captain James Cook. Though initially welcomed, relations soured, and Cook was killed on the Big Island in 1779. His arrival, however, marked the beginning of profound transformation. Western diseases, such as smallpox and influenza, devastated the native Hawaiian population, which declined from an estimated 300,000 to fewer than 40,000 within a century. The 19th century saw the arrival of Christian missionaries from New England, who introduced literacy, Christianity, and Western education. They helped create a written Hawaiian language and translated the Bible. Many alii converted to Christianity and adapted Western political systems. In 1840, King Kamehameha I enacted Hawaii's first constitution, blending traditional governance with Western legal structures. Economic transformation followed. Sugarcane and pineapple plantations became dominant industries, reshaping the island's landscape and labor force. Plantation owners imported workers from China, Japan, Portugal, the Philippines, Korea, and Puerto Rico, creating Hawaii's multicultural society. These laborers endured long hours, low pay, and ethnic segregation, but their descendants became integral to Hawaii's identity. As American economic interests grew, so did political tension. In 1887, under pressure from foreign businessmen, King Kalakaua was forced to sign the Bayonet Constitution, which stripped the monarchy of much of its power. 6 years later, in 1893, Queen Liliʻuokalani attempted to restore royal authority. In response, a group of American settlers, with support from the U.S. military, staged a coup that overthrew the monarchy. The queen was imprisoned in her own palace. Despite petitions and protests by native Hawaiians, the United States annexed Hawaii in 1898 through the Newlands Resolution. It became a U.S. territory in 1900, ushering in a new era of American governance and further erosion of native land rights and cultural autonomy. During World War II, Hawaii became a strategic military hub. The December 7, 1941 attack on Pearl Harbor drew the United States into the war and highlighted the island's global significance. Martial law was declared, and the islands became heavily militarized. Many Japanese Americans in Hawaii faced suspicion, though mass internment was avoided due to their vital role in the economy. After the war, a push for statehood gained momentum. Hawaii officially became the 50th U.S. state on August 21, 1959, following a referendum in which over 90% of voters supported the change. Statehood brought federal funding, infrastructure, and a boom in tourism. Waikiki transformed into a global destination, and the island's economy shifted toward service and hospitality industries. Yet statehood did not erase historical injustices. The native Hawaiian Renaissance of the 1970s sparked a cultural revival focused on reclaiming language, hula, traditional navigation, and identity. Groups advocated for land restitution, self-determination, and the protection of sacred sites. Institutions like the Office of Hawaiian Affairs were created to address native Hawaiian concerns. But struggles over sovereignty and social equity continue. Modern Hawaii is a blend of traditions and tensions. It is a place where ancient chants echo alongside modern resorts, and where grassroots movements challenge systems built on colonization. Environmental issues such as coral reef decline, invasive species, and climate change threaten both ecosystems and cultural sites. Movements to protect Mauna Kea, a sacred mountain, from telescope development have drawn international attention. These protests reflect broader calls for respect, recognition, and indigenous rights in the face of ongoing development and displacement. Today, Hawaii stands at a crossroads, balancing economic growth with cultural preservation, environmental stewardship, and historical accountability. Its story is one of beauty and struggle, innovation and resistance, a story still being written with every sunrise over Diamond Head and every chant sung on the shores of Hilo. Hawaii's past is more than a postcard. It is a narrative of strength, identity, and aloha that continues to shape its future.